The downfall of modern SpongeBob characters.
Modern SpongeBob characters are loud, chaotic, and flat.
Terrible.
Back then, every single character felt special.
Every character from SpongeBob played such a major role in the show, and they all were so different in their own ways.
But today, they're barely recognizable.
They're
Where
terrible.
did it all go wrong?
It went wrong because it made money, so they kept on making more episodes and just cared less about it.
There was a time when SpongeBob felt special. He wasn't just funny, he was real. Not in the realistic
Relatable.
sense. Obviously, he's a sponge working at a fast food joint. But we used to feel connected with him. His character was cheerful most of the time, yeah, but
And he wasn't annoying too. If you play old SpongeBob episodes, they're really interesting and very entertaining. But if you play SpongeBob now in the new episodes, he's just an annoying yapper. If you ever watch new SpongeBob episodes, it's terrible, and that's why it's flopping.
there were times when he also got nervous, confused, even embarrassed. He cared when people didn't like him. He wanted to be good at his job, to be respected, to make people proud, especially Mr. Krabs. His character is so dynamic because there are so many emotions packed into one sponge. Often in a single episode, his mood could change quickly and
And like, he was just always a happy dude. The difference between SpongeBob and Squidward were so great because if SpongeBob got too annoying or too happy, Squidward would fill in that void of being sad and depressed in the show. Like, I feel like SpongeBob and Squidward are such a great duo together because if you ever are annoyed at SpongeBob, you have Squidward. Or if you're ever annoyed of Squidward, you have SpongeBob.
just a few seconds.
Or am I gonna have
We could see it since the very first episode of Help Wanted. SpongeBob is excited to start his new job as a fry cook at the Krusty Krab.
with a help wanted sign in the window? For years I've been dreaming of this moment.
This is an interesting detail because he knows that he was being excited and
Can
thinks
we just pause real quick and say something? SpongeBob has such an iconic art style. I don't think there's any other type of show that has such an iconic style if you think about it, guys. Like the transitions, the music. There's so many things that make the old SpongeBob so just amazing. Like if you play old SpongeBob music, you can instantly understand SpongeBob. Ready? Like if I close my eyes and I hear this, I automatically know it's SpongeBob. Like, these are so iconic. The sound, the transitions, the art style, you know it's SpongeBob. And that's what makes it so good. Because I feel like in today's new episodes, it just doesn't have that OG, like, it feels soulless. In the old episodes of SpongeBob, it feels like they have love to the episodes. Like, it feels like they really want the episode to be good. But now it just feels like it's just trying to take its popularity and just get as much money as possible.
he might be getting ahead of himself, so he's losing confidence. This kind of details the reason why kids, even adults, feel connected to him. SpongeBob didn't just act like a kid, he felt like one. He thinks like a kid, he behaves like a kid, even living his life like a kid. That's what makes his character funny in the first place. Seeing a naive kid trying to fit into an adult environment with the most ridiculous ways possible is the jokes. SpongeBob was the anchor of the show's heart. His positivity balanced the cynicism of Squidward.
That's what I'm saying. All the characters complement each other so well in the show. I feel like in SpongeBob shows today, all the characters feel so bland. Like Squidward is just very depressed. SpongeBob is just always very extreme and excited, and Patrick is just like very dumb. But Patrick had a smartness to him. If you tell Patrick to put a nail inside a wall, he would put the wall inside the nail. Like he would do the complete opposite. But that's what made him so funny, right? And what's the problem now is that Patrick is just dumb. Like he's not different.
Stupidity of Patrick and the greed of Mr. Krabs. We could see this also when he tried so hard to deliver that pizza, even after being stranded in the middle of nowhere. He doesn't want to fail Mr. Krabs for giving the job to him. That optimism was honest. It came from effort, not just volume. The first SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
And what's so great about the old episodes is it's just one simple plot. I feel like in today's episodes of SpongeBob, it's like they're always trying to keep your attention span. So it's like so much things happening. Like an old episode of SpongeBob will be them trying to deliver a pizza. But in today's episode, it'd be like, we gotta go here, there, this, that, and it's just too much. And then you get overwhelmed. What made the old SpongeBob episodes so great is how simple it was.
Is probably the last time we saw this version of SpongeBob. Right after the first movie, SpongeBob character became somewhat energetic. They pushed the joke into different directions, using slapstick jokes with lots of gross stuff and uncomfortable visuals.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. That's disgusting. Why would you ever... Oh!
They also take advantage of the joke that SpongeBob laughs are unique.
This.
To some people, it's a funny experience. But when it's used continuously with each episode,
It gets very annoying very fast.
they start to force it into the joke, which makes it annoying. And fast forward to the present. Today's SpongeBob feels
Soulless. There's like no emotion to him. All the characters are just energetic or just have no more soul to them. Like, you just feel like it's the same every single episode.
to say the least. It feels like he performs those emotions. He laughs because that's what SpongeBob does, not because anything's actually funny. It's just obnoxiously loud.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's just like brain rot now. I feel like it's terrible because SpongeBob was such a great show. It's like it was made with so much love in it. I actually think after the first SpongeBob movie, the whole show became crap.
Somehow it feels like they dumbed down on the show overall. Instead of properly setting up jokes, they used more and more random slapstick.
It's because they wanted to aim it more to children. That's the issue. Like, SpongeBob was like a tween show. Like, you could be 6 years old watching SpongeBob, or you can be 50 watching SpongeBob. Everybody would enjoy it. But I feel like what they did now with SpongeBob is they turned him into a child show. And that's fine, but it ruined it for everybody else.
Jokes to get as many laughs as possible. It's all noise and weird expressions, all the time.
It's just brain rot. Like, it's just terrible now.
Which is probably to always keep people engaged, especially the kids. Because kids nowadays...
It's because kids nowadays are watching TikTok, they're watching YouTube, they're watching YouTube Shorts, they're watching all these, like, short attention span things, right? Whenever I was a kid, like 7, 8 years old, I was watching YouTube videos. And that's fine, you know, YouTube videos are 10 to 15 minutes long. But now, all these kids are watching, like, 6-second videos that are like, bam, 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 this, that.
Kids have short attention spans. So maybe the show writer tried to keep them hooked every 10 seconds with a weird face expression, just like scrolling through social media. The show stopped asking us to feel with him and started begging us to laugh at him. We rarely see SpongeBob having a monologue with himself these days. His character stops being self-conscious, and it shows. Instead of a character with real feelings, we got a hyperactive mascot. And it's pretty sad to see.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
The noise gets louder, but the heart gets quieter. And if SpongeBob is the chaos engine, then Patrick is the wrecking ball. Patrick is a dumb sea star. That's not a secret. But there was something endearing about it.
He was just interesting. What I liked about Patrick so much was that, I already said this, but if you tell him to do A and B, he would do C and D. Like, he was always different in his own way. And that's what made him such a great character. Because he wasn't dumb. He just thought outside the box. But now, I think he's just dumb.
He was SpongeBob's ride-or-die best friend. Sweet, loyal, and goofy in a way that made you want to protect him. His brain wasn't exactly firing on all cylinders, but there was a weird wisdom there. It's not about winning, it's about fun. Or that iconic line,
"The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma."
In the early episodes like Big Pink Loser, we saw him try and fail numerous times.
See, he's just funny. He acts dumb, but I think he's actually very smart. And that's what makes him so funny, because he's different.
He's not giving up simply because he wants to accomplish something.
He's the #1 rage baiter I've ever seen in my life. There's been some clips of him rage baiting on old SpongeBob, and it's so hilarious.
First, I have to know, can you pay for it?
Oh, yeah, I can pay for it.
Good boy!
10 seconds later.
My good man, how you doing? Excellent. Let's get down to business.
What's that?
It's your bill.
I don't have any money.
What? I thought you said you could pay for it.
Oh, I'm paying for it all right.
A trophy. Though he ends up getting one himself for literally not doing anything. Yeah, it's weird, but it's also a heartwarming resolution for his character. It's better to be yourself rather than to be someone else just because you want to be recognized. He wasn't smart, but he cared for people around him. And when he messed up...
He had a heart. That's what I liked about all these characters. They had a heart. They had a personality. But I feel like in today's generation, it's just they have... Like, they're not talking to each other. They're talking to the plot. And it's terrible.
It came from misunderstanding, not malice. But somewhere along the way, Patrick's character went off the rails. He didn't just get dumber, he got mean. Where his stupidity used to come from innocence, now it comes from apathy. He started being selfish, destructive, and honestly, kinda toxic. Instead of helping SpongeBob, he started hurting him, on purpose, or through mindless recklessness. They took the one thing kids loved, Patrick's dumb, and cranked it up until it swallowed everything else. These days, Patrick is basically a walking disaster. He breaks things, hurts people, and shrugs it off like it's part of the joke. And the worst part? The show plays it off like it's funny. It's not. Like in Pet Sitter Pat, he nearly kills Gary through sheer neglect. That is the joke for the whole episode. Early Patrick would have felt bad. New Patrick just shrugs, drools, and continues to break something else. In the recent episode, Pet the Rock from season 14, Patrick just became somewhat psychotic.
SpongeBob!
That's what I'm saying. It's like in the old SpongeBob, this would never happen. Them walking in a park in the old episode would be like, I don't know, like a minute to 2 minutes. Them walking, talking, and everyone's happy. But now, they could not put SpongeBob and Patrick walking in the park for 2 minutes. All the little kids, their brains are too fast for that now. They have a very low attention span, guys. They have to say a new thing every 5 seconds. So they have to see, like, his head exploding, a nuke in the background, a shark eating them. Like, something like that every 20 seconds. And that's what's terrible in this generation. It's like they need to adapt to these new children's retention spans. And it's terrible.
What was that about? Is he getting PBA disorder like the Joker now? That's the joke? Patrick cannot control his emotions anymore? Later in the episode, Patrick is taking his pet rock to the park. And guess what happened?
You see what I mean? Oh God, it's been 35 seconds and nothing crazy has happened. We have to do something. So look, if you watch it back, watch, ready? He just throws the bowling ball and you can literally see an explosion. Ready? Like, they have to have an explosion every few seconds or every minute or 2 minutes, or they're not gonna get the kids' retention spans. And it's terrible. It makes it so brain rotted.
Whoa, really? You want to play with everyone today?
See, another explosion in like 20 seconds, dude. It's just like they're trying to saturate it so badly.
This guy
Jesus
just pummeled
Christ.
everyone in the park out of nowhere, and that's supposed to be funny? When you make a character so stupid that they lose empathy, they stop being fun to watch. In earlier episodes, Patrick was at least competent enough to do simple stuff. Now it feels like he's too stupid to function. He's not funny because he's confused anymore. He's funny because
he breaks
he's a
stuff.
problem. Sure, the show tries to give him emotional moments now and then, but they fall flat because the groundwork isn't there anymore. You can't care about a character who's been written into a mean joke too many times. And with Patrick turning into a wrecking ball, Squidward turns into a punching bag. Squidward was never meant to be a hero, but for a lot of us, he kind of became one. In the city full of absurdity, Squidward's cynicism
What's so great about Squidward is like he like there's episodes that shows Squidward being such a loving, kind person, but he hides between this like wall, and he's like depressed and all these things. But he really loves Patrick. He loves SpongeBob. He loves them a lot.
Came a sort of reality check. He was tired, underappreciated, stuck in a job he hated, and surrounded by people he didn't understand. He was us on a Monday morning, just trying to get through it without losing it completely. And honestly, he handled it better than most of us would. But underneath all that bitterness, there was ambition, sensitivity, even
Yeah, that's what made him so great, because there were so many episodes just for him. That was him trying to do the clarinet, him trying to do artwork, him trying to do art school and things like that. And like he really cared about it, but he sucked so bad at it.
sadness. Sometimes he just lost it, and I wouldn't blame him. It's not easy being Squidward.
And a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3, 4.
See, that's funny, bro.
Landlords care about credit checks as much.
But here's the thing. Squidward's pain is not the punchline. Episodes like Squidville showed us that Squidward wasn't just a grump. He was a guy trying
See,
to...
that's exactly what I'm saying, man. Like, it really, like, there was full-on episodes just showing Squidward. And that's what made it so great. Because back then, they could have a whole episode of just Squidward playing the clarinet, going to the school, and failing, right? But now it's like, if they do an episode of Squidward, they have to do, like, explosions, Patrick coming in, SpongeBob coming in, and all these things to keep the retention span of the little kids. And it's just too much, in my opinion.
find meaning, trying to chase something better. But he kept getting dragged down by conditions, which is funny, but also kind of heartbreaking. And when he won, like in Band Geeks, it felt huge, like watching someone finally catch a break after years of chaos. These ups and downs in the story are the...
It shows emotion and it shows character development. That's what made old SpongeBob great also. SpongeBob is a show that you don't have to watch in order at all. Like, if you watch season 3, and then season 1, and then season 7, it's all the same. But you know Squidward is a loser, and you know when he wins, it's a very big deal. But I think in today's episode to SpongeBob, they never show the character development and things like that. So it ruins the show, in my opinion.
essence of his character. His trait of cynicism is caused by years of failure and frustration. This is also the reason why many of us felt related with Squidward's story when we grew up, because he is the regular person in the show. Those little victories, they mattered. But now, he doesn't win.
Exactly.
Ever. Squidward stopped being a character and
no more character development. It ruins the whole entire show.
started being a crash test dummy. Every episode, he suffers. He's humiliated, injured, embarrassed, sometimes for no reason other than SpongeBob and Patrick existing near him. My guy can't catch a break. You don't get it. He's a funny character because he's sassy and cynical even when he hits rock bottom, not because we love to see him getting tortured. Episodes like Ink Lemonade don't just push the joke, they grind it into the ground. SpongeBob and Patrick discover that every time Squidward gets jumped or scared, he's spewing out his ink, which turns out to be delicious.
That's delicious!
They continue to scare Squidward to death just so they could sell Squidward ink to people. What the...
This is so bad, bro.
Aside from the joke, I kind of felt bad for him. They just milked him for the whole episode. Maybe milking him wasn't the right word, but you get what I mean. At this point, Squidward...
It's like SpongeBob and Patrick are bullies to Squidward, and it's terrible. And like, it makes you feel like you hate SpongeBob and Patrick. But SpongeBob and Patrick in the old episodes, they would like be nice to him, but still be mean to him. But I feel like in today's new episodes, it's just them absolutely bullying the crap out of Squidward.
would fall into a volcano, and the show would probably add a fart sound and call it a day. No lesson, no moment, just pain.
Just brain rot.
What the...
In the old seasons, when Squidward got hurt, it usually felt earned, because he was being arrogant or dismissive.
Exactly.
Now he just gets punished for existing, and it's exhausting to watch. In
Makes you
season
feel
13
bad.
alone, there are at least 5 episodes where SpongeBob tortures Squidward as a main focus
5 episodes of him getting tortured is insane.
of the story. It could be more, since I haven't yet watched every episode. You can only watch someone lose so many times before it stops being funny and just starts feeling
Bad.
cruel. And when
It's just them harassing him for like 25 minutes. It's terrible. Like, what makes Squidward such a great character is like, he was a jerk, and then they would kind of rage bait him, but like they were trying to like be nice to him, but they were just so bad at being nice to him that it actually hurt him even more in the old episodes. But in today's new episodes, it's just them being a complete jerk or complete bully to Squidward. It's just not fair.
every pain turns into a joke, none of them stick. But you know what's also painful? Seeing your boss turn into a capitalist. Mr. Krabs has always been about money.
Yeah.
That's nothing new. But early on, his greed was simply a bad habit, not all that he was. Yeah, he was cheap, sure. He exploited his employees a little, but deep down, he had heart.
That's what I'm saying. What made Mr. Krabs so funny was that, like, I remember there was an episode of SpongeBob that, like, he had to pay $1 to do, like, this service, I remember, to, like, clean up the Krusty Krab or something like that, and he didn't want to spend the $1. And it was so hilarious. But, like, he went all this way just not to spend the extra $1. But, like, now I feel like he's just only looking for money, and he just doesn't care about his employees, and he's just an absolute jerkbag.
He is a proud business owner and cares about his daughter. Sometimes we could see him being a father figure to SpongeBob. In episodes like Sleepy Time, Mr. Krabs dreamed about sailing with his daughter. Or Welcome to the Chum Bucket, where we saw that he cared about SpongeBob. And for a split second, money doesn't really matter. These little details in the story really
make a
showcase
huge
Krabs'
difference.
personality outside the work environment. He had a history, a daughter, even regrets as a father. He could be selfish, but he wasn't soulless. There were lines he wouldn't cross, especially for the closest person. Then, post-movie, especially by season 7 and beyond,
Bro, every movie sucked from SpongeBob. I can't even lie. I watched every single movie from SpongeBob and they all sucked.
Greed took over everything. Those lines disappeared. And what used to be a flaw became a full-blown personality.
Exactly.
Literally. As the show progressed, Mr. Krabs' character underwent a process known as flanderization, where his negative traits were amplified and became the dominant aspect of his personality. The worst part is how the show treats his relationship with SpongeBob. He used to respect SpongeBob's loyalty, now he takes advantage of it. SpongeBob practically worships the guy.
Yeah.
And Krabs just manipulates him, underpays him, and throws him under the bus whenever it's convenient. The charm is gone. What was once a greedy but lovable boss has turned into a one-note character with zero emotional weight. Want more convincing proof? The official channel of SpongeBob SquarePants itself made a compilation clip of Best of Mr. Krabs being a dad a while ago. And guess what? There are no clips from season 9 or after. The most recent episode they used in the video is from Barnacle Face from season 8. They couldn't find a dad moment in the later seasons because there are no more wholesome moments after season 8. Just an old, greedy crustacean. And that's the issue. When every decision a character makes is about money, you can't tell real stories with them anymore. We just know somewhere along the episode, he'll just stab someone in his back for a profit. Once SpongeBob became a billion-dollar brand, it's almost like Krabs' character turned into a parody of the show itself. Anything for $1. And when the character stops growing, the story stops mattering.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing left to explore, just new ways for him to be a jerk. But speaking about exploration, there are no characters in the show who represent exploration better than Sandy.
Sandy is a great character. She was like a ninja, and like she had so much mystery to her. She was always into science, and like she was never like a main character, but she was such a great side character. Like whenever Sandy was in an episode, the episode was always so good, I remember.
Sandy is one of the most interesting characters in SpongeBob. As a kid, I just loved her simply because she's a tough character. She had big goals in mind, and we know she'll always come up with a plan to reach it. She is proud to be the—
See, that dome is just such classic plays. I love this so much. There's been so many good episodes with these.
first mammal to break the underwater ceiling, and she is not just smart, she's also a caring friend who is always—
Yeah, she's so loving too. That's why I liked her so much. Like she always was sacrificing her life for everybody.
to stop the chaos made by SpongeBob and Patrick. Sometimes she just throws parties and surprises for her closest friends, just like the chocolate balloon for Patrick on Valentine's Day. Another episode, such as Karate Choppers, highlighted her stubbornness, and how she challenged SpongeBob in a way no one else did. And episodes like Texas showed her homesickness.
See, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, all these episodes were such classics, man. As a viewer, you wonder, like, where Sandy was from. And they show her backstory. They show her family, all these different type of things. But now, in today's generation, like, if you show Sandy, she's just like, like, she's just an annoying character. Like, she has no personality anymore.
Her pride in where she came from. Behind all that muscle and big brain move, we could see her just wanting warmth every now and then. She added variety to the group. The land mammal with intellect and discipline, pushing SpongeBob and others to think, to train and improve. But as the seasons dragged on, Sandy faded into the background. She became the default science solution for every weird problem. Need a shrink ray? A cloning machine? A brain switcher?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like I hate it when, like, they do this. Because it ruins the character. Because, like, then you understand she's just, like, the crazy scientist that if there's a big problem, she's about to pop up for, like, 3 seconds and be like, I have this invention that can fix everything that's wrong. And then that's the end of the episode. Like, it's just so annoying, in my opinion.
Call Sandy. The show stopped treating her like a character and started treating her like a tool. And the saddest part for me is that she loses the Southern charm. Those adventurous spirits, the warm Southern hospitality, and her appreciative moments are just gone. Well, at least she still has that Southern Texas accent. But that alone isn't enough to showcase her character. She even rarely interacts meaningfully with the rest of the cast. The last time we could still see her having character is somewhere between season 7 and 8. With
That's insane, man.
some episodes like Rodeo Days and Someone in the Kitchen with Sandy. There is some character depth there, but still not as good as the early seasons. And don't get me started with the Sandy Cheeks movie. Just, don't. I don't even want to talk about that. But don't get me wrong, I do kind of understand the reason behind her changes. Sandy's rational character used to be the balance in the middle of the bizarre Bikini Bottom. She often challenges SpongeBob and the others to be better. As the show leaned into the crazier sci-fi...
Yeah, like, I think they used Sandy as, like, a tool because they needed more action in the show, I think, to, like, keep up with the retention for the little kids. So, like, they needed a way to, like, pack in so much things or so many problems and so much crazy things happening in one episode. They needed a really fast way to end the episode, too. So I think they used Sandy to be, like, the tool and just, like, finish everything very fast. And that's the end of the episode.
Plots and most of the characters get simplified, they can't really make Sandy challenge them anymore. Instead, they made her help the chaos to be bigger every single time. Her personality didn't fit the new formula, so they boxed her into one trait: smart. Simple, marketable, forgettable. Sandy Cheeks went from being one of the show's most well-rounded personalities to someone who shows up when the writers need a Deus Ex squirrel. And when the show needed someone to be hated, they called Plankton. Plankton was never going to win, but that wasn't the point. He was 2 inches tall, owned the world's worst restaurant, and had one customer.
Like, he always wanted to be better than Mr. Krabs, but he wasn't annoying. Like, there's been so many episodes without him, but whenever he comes up, he's always such an interesting character because he had that, like, AI robot. The thing is, he was never that interesting of a character, in my opinion.
A fake one. Similar to Squidward, Plankton's character often revolves around failure and insecurity. He was constantly trying to prove he was more than a loser. He wanted the Krabby Patty formula, sure, but what he really wanted was respect. And when you add Karen, his computer wife, you get some genuinely funny and emotional moments. Yeah. It was dysfunctional, sure, but...
No, because Karen was always so funny. Like, them as a duo fit each other so well because, like, she was very smart and he was very dumb.
You could still feel for them. Episodes like FUN showed that he wasn't all evil. He was just desperate, and sometimes just sad. In the episode, SpongeBob sees through Plankton. He tries to be his friend, and for a minute, Plankton almost puts the evil aside. Before his greed...
See, this shows character development. None of the new episodes have these type of scenarios. Like, it's just action-packed, blowing up things and things like that. It ruins it.
Took over and ruined the friendship. That kind of story gave him layers. Sure, he was the antagonist, but you kind of wanted him to get one win, just once. Because sometime, someone has to teach that greedy crab a lesson, right? There was also an episode where Plankton gave up on trying to steal the Krabby Patty recipe. He decides to shut down the Chum Bucket and open up a gift shop called Chumporium. He also manages to fix his relationship with crabs and go to a carnival together.
I feel like Plankton was a very simple character, but what I liked about him so much was like he never gave up. He always was so persistent to get that Krusty Krab formula. He actually had a soul also. He had a personality. He wanted to be the best. He wanted to one-up Mr. Krabs, and they were always fighting back and forth.
Both of them said sorry, and Krabs gave him the formula as a kind gesture. A good redemption story, in my opinion. Well, he's not really changed, technically, since, spoiler alert, the whole gift shop is a ruse, as a trick to soften up Krabs, making him hand over his recipe willingly. Fortunately, Krabs did outsmart him in the end.
I never give you the formula!
Still, a good arc for Plankton. It gives him some depth. But fast forward into the recent season, Plankton just became a one-liner
villain.
joke. And not even a funny one. His plans stopped being clever, and his personality flattened. He's not insecure anymore. He's just loud, over the top, and constantly getting...
It sounds like every single character for SpongeBob is loud and over the top. It sounds like they just made them into like this brain-rotted, saturated, disgusting show.
humiliated. The writers turned him into a one-trick pony. Step 1, making a scheme. Step 2, fail and get humiliated. Step 3, scream. That's it. But it gets worse. The dynamic with Karen, which used to be this funny, weird little marriage, turned into the same recycled gag. Plankton fucked up, Karen insults him, Plankton yells back, Karen's coming up with something, and repeat. Plankton's case is a tragedy in my opinion.
It's so basic and so boring. Like there's nothing new.
He was a good character for the villain role. He is capable of showing so many emotions for a single-celled animal, especially with his long frenemy, Krabs. It could lead to something great once his character developed, but that takes time to build. And the new version of the show didn't want to build, it wanted to sprint. So Plankton stopped being sympathetic and started being a pity. Instead of growth, they gave him a loop, just reruns with new disguises. His character just stuck, like the show itself. These characters were pulled apart, torn down, and flattened piece by piece over the years. A cast of characters that once felt alive, just gone. It's clear that today's SpongeBob is made specifically for kids.
Children, exactly.
And maybe that's the real reason we don't find the new ones enjoyable.